ability to earn money and manage it impacts nearly every area of our lives, and this October, we're focusing on how you can become smarter with your money by challenging all North Dakota residents to take the Smart with My Money Money Personality Challenge. You can learn how your personality affects your approach to money and how you can use those characteristics to improve your financial wellness. And joining us to share all about this is Thomas Beadle. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we appreciate you sharing some, your wealth of knowledge with us this morning.
We're trying to do what we can. I'm partnering with Bank of North Dakota to help promote smartwithmymoney.nd.gov, and our goal is to try to help everyone improve their financial literacy and better position themselves. And so thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity.
Yes, we appreciate your time. So let's jump right into it. What kind of resources does Smart with My Money have on estate planning?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff on estate planning. This is one of the biggest decisions that people need to make sure that they're planning for later on in their life in particular. But really, wherever you're at in your life, you need to pay attention to it. If you have a bank account, if you have a retirement account, if you have a house, eventually somebody will have to deal with your estate. And so we want to make sure that we give people all sorts of little tips, tricks, things that they need to consider, or checklists that they might need to walk through as they're coming up with a plan of their own. And so we have all of that in different self-directed learning modules on smartwithmymoney.nd.gov.
It's never too early to start thinking about, right?
No, it's something that I think as soon as you have an asset, even if it's just a bank account, you need to start thinking about it. If you get hit by a bus tomorrow, what happens with your bank account? And so making sure that you're planning for it early, making sure that you have a plan and that it's clear and that your loved ones know how to find that is all important.
Yes, I have some sisters and friends who are fighting over who would get my closet if, God forbid, something happens. So for people who, have a lot to worry about, this is definitely very important. So why is it so important for people to have that estate plan, even if they feel like they don't have that many assets?
If you don't have a plan, the state's going to make the plan for you. If you don't have stuff set aside, if your family is left in limbo, then it goes to the state, it goes to the courts, it goes to a situation called probate, where they have to work through it and go through that. That puts stress, time, and cost all on your loved ones. And so if you can make the plan on the front end, if you can set aside the healthcare directives, if you can make sure that you're all set with what happens with your belongings, what happens with your assets, where do they need to go to find your debts that might need to be paid off, where do they need to go to find your retirement account, if you can have that stuff properly planned for, you can save your loved ones a lot of stress on the back end.
So what about some, key documents and information that people should start gathering before they figure all this out? Yeah,
first and foremost, it doesn't just start after you pass. It could be when you're incapacitated as well. You're going through a medical situation, what have you. And so first and foremost, have a healthcare directive. Make sure that people know what should happen to you. If you need to be intubated, is that something you want? Do you want to be on a ventilator? Do you want not? Make sure that your loved ones know, what is your directive? What do you want to have happen to your person? And then number two, make sure that you have the plan for your actual, your trust. What happens in your will? What happens with any of the planning that you've set aside? If you visited with an attorney and you've set up a will and you know what's going to happen, make sure that you have that in an area that your loved ones are going to be able to access and find. Because that way they don't have to, they're going to be dealing with a stressful, traumatic situation. You don't want to add to that. And so make it as easy as you can for them. That'll give everyone peace of mind.
Definitely. So how can proper estate planning help reduce taxes or even avoid probate, like you mentioned?
We see that a lot, especially in rural North Dakota with all the farmers that are out there in the farmland and the big machinery and equipment. That ends up being real big dollar amounts, just the value of those alone. And so it doesn't mean that you are rich or have all this money that you're passing on to them, but those assets, if they get that, they could be taxed on it. And so, especially rural Minnesota, you see that in particular. And so when you have assets, when you have anything, make sure that you have a plan set out. There's plenty of ways that accountants and attorneys can work with you to navigate, what is the appropriate trust that this should be put into, how should this be set up, who are the designated beneficiaries, and make sure you can navigate those paths so that you can reduce that burden. Because it's one thing if you think you're leaving a nest egg for your kids or grandkids. But if the government comes in and takes a big piece of that, they're not going to be getting nearly as much as they had hoped for.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a hard topic to think about, definitely to talk about. And I know a lot of people put this off because it's so uncomfortable.
Yep.
But what would you really say to someone who's hesitant to get started?
Listen, I get it. I know it's uncomfortable, but you also never know when it's going to impact you. I lost my father when he was 46. I was 10. He died of brain tumor. You don't know when life's going to throw those curveballs at you. Have that plan in place. You will save your family stress. You'll save them heartache as they're going through a time that's already traumatic and tough for them. And so it's an uncomfortable conversation, but you're saving them and providing much more peace and comfort down the line.
Yes, well, we've talked about some really great things this morning. And if people want to find more information or more tips, where can they go?
Yeah, so we're trying to make this easy for folks. There's a lot of self-guided learning information out there. It's just a start. You can still go and meet with your private sector financial partner, your attorneys, your accountants, talk to them to come up with your plan, but go to smartwithmymoney.nd.gov. We've got all sorts of tips and tricks on there, and you can get a better understanding of your own money personality and make sure that you're able to come up with a plan that you can actually follow through with. Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. Yes, definitely some good things to keep in mind. Well, everyone at home, stick around. More North Dakota Today coming right up for you after this short break.